Hi all, in this video we'll see the concepts like inheritance, access modifiers, as well as polymorphism. Okay, first of all, inheritance is a concept used to inherit the properties of one class to the other class. That means if you want the same set of attributes and the functions whatever there in one class, if you want that same set of properties in your own class, you don't need to write all the properties again in your own class. You can copy them, then all the properties present. What do you mean by properties, by the way? Properties means attributes and the functions present in one class. We can call collectively all of them as properties of that particular class. Okay, if you are using the inheritance concept in your programming, that means what all the properties present in one class, they get dumped into your class. Okay, without writing all of those attributes, all of those functions, all of the properties explicitly in your own class. That means where suppose this book class is trying to inherit the properties present in library class. Okay, and whatever the class that is being inherited, we call that class as superclass, and whatever the class that is inheriting the other class, we call that class as a child class. Okay, and here you can see, if you inherit any other class, this book class is trying to inherit the library class. Okay, what happened if you try to inherit the other class in the memory side? In the memory side, for this, if you create an object for this book class, okay, immediately the system assigns memory for the attributes of that own class and functions of that own class, and also it will dump all the superclass properties into this object, into this memory location. Okay, so that this if you create the object for this child class, that is enough to access the parent class properties as well as the child class properties. Okay, then we'll see how to, and also we have to remember that any number of subclass, any number of classes can extend one class. Okay, then we'll see how to inherit. Okay, how to inherit the class in the programming. Here you can see I have implemented two classes. First one is a library class and second one is the book class. This library class is having its own properties like title and is borrowed as attributes, and the print title as a function. And coming to the book class, it is having its own attributes and the functions. They are like author and the print book. Okay, print book is used to print the details of a particular book like a title is borrowed and author. And print title, here in this class, this print title function is used to print only the title of the book. Okay, of the library item. And now I would like to inherit this library class for this book class. Then how do I do that? Okay, what is the syntax for the inheritance? Syntax for the inheritance is like whatever the child class that want to inherit some other class. Okay, next to that child class name, open the braces, and inside the brace write the parent class name. Okay, once you write like so, then computer understands you are trying to inherit the library class. Okay, then you have to I already discussed this point, that whenever you create the object for the child class, automatically the parent class object also get created in the memory location. Okay, then how does it happen? Actually, suppose I want to create the object for the book class. How do I create it? Okay, first you have to write the reference variable name, and you have to call the that particular class initializer function. How do we call the initializer function of a particular class? With the help of the class name, and you have to pass whatever that initializer function is expecting. Okay, it is expecting the author value, then I would like to pass the author value as a1. Okay, and after that, when you write like so, automatically your system creates an object, that means memory location for this whole class, for the attributes and the function. Okay, but I told you that, okay, whenever you are creating the child class, automatically the parent class object also get created. That means automatically the system assigns the memory location for all the attributes present in the super class as well. Then how does it happen? We are not passing the values, we are not even calling the initializer function of this super class. Then how come the superclass objects get created, and how come the values, okay, this initializer function is expecting some values. Okay, we are not providing the values for that attributes. Okay, then how come the system creates this library objects, okay, without getting the details of this attribute values? Okay, then how does it happen? Okay, we have to do it explicitly. Like whenever you are trying to implement the initializer function of the child class, the first statement should be the calling of superclass initializer function. Okay, then how do we call that? You just need to call the superclass initializer function with the help of that class name, and you have to use the dot operator, library dot, and you have to call the initializer function in it with the name itself. Okay, and you have to pass the values that your parent class initializer function is expecting. It is expecting title and is borrowed. Okay, then how can we pass them? Okay, while calling the initializer function, whenever it is called, okay, the next statement is calling of the superclass function. Okay, but we are not getting the superclass attribute values. That means if you want to call the superclass initializer function, we have to pass the arguments that your parent class initializer function is expecting. Then how do we pass them? Okay, that means whenever you are implementing the child class initializer function, you have to get the details, you have to get the values of parent class attributes as well in the form of parameters. That means you have to declare the parameter variables for this parent class attribute values as well. Okay, then when you are calling the initializer function of the child class, you have to pass that as well, that details as well, superclass attribute values as well. Is borrowed, first of all, it would be false. False. Okay, boolean value false. Okay, that means in this way, and I am passing the parent class initializer function expecting values as well as arguments. In this way system, whenever you call the initializer function of the child class, okay, by this statement statement, the system calls the initializer function of the superclass, and it will create the object with the particular details you passed. Okay, and this is how the initialization of instantiation of the child class and the superclass happens at the same time. Okay, if you write like so, then automatically all the properties present in the parent class get dumped into the child class. Okay, now see, with respect to the object of a child class, are we able to access the parent class properties as well we'll see. Okay, now I would like to print all the properties of the child class with all the properties of the super class with respect to the object of the child class. Book 1 dot title. Okay, title is not there in the child class. Okay, it is in the super class. Let's see we are able to access that or not. Library is not defined. Library, yes. Then you can see that I am able to access the parent class attribute with respect to the child class object. Okay, then this is enough to access even the functions of the superclass and the child class as well. Let me call the function of superclass, that is title. I am calling that. You can see that, okay, it is written, okay, it is not returning anything, that's why it is showing like that. Okay, now let me call the properties of superclass with respect to the object or object reference of child class. Okay, so that we'll get to know whether we are able to access the superclass properties with respect to the child class or not. I am trying to access the attribute of the superclass. Okay, let's see whether it will print the title attribute which is present in the superclass or not. It is printing. Okay, it is printing. After that, let me access the function present in the superclass with respect to the object reference of child class. Book 1 dot print title. Print title. Okay, now let's see. Here it is printing the title. Okay, that means we are able to access all the properties of the parent class. Okay, now let's see whether we are able to access the child class details as well, child class properties as well. Okay, let me print it. Book 1 dot author. Here you can see we are able to print the child class attributes as well. That means we can justify that we are all the properties of the parent class are dumping into the child class, and we are able to access the parent class properties with respect to the object of child class. Okay.